What's the most entitled thing an old person has ever said to you? I'm currently 38 weeks and 3 days pregnant with my daughter, and honestly, I feel like a walking beach ball at this point. My back aches constantly. I can't see my feet, and getting comfortable anywhere is basically impossible. But yesterday's trip to the supermarket definitely made up for all the discomfort with pure entertainment value. I was doing my usual waddle through the aisles, grabbing essentials before this baby decides to make her grand entrance. You know how it is when you're this pregnant. Everything takes twice as long, and you have to plan your route strategically to avoid too much walking. I'd managed to get everything on my list without any major incidents, which felt like a small victory. When I finally made it to the checkout, I was relieved to see the line wasn't too long. I started unloading my cart, trying not to grunt too loudly every time I bent over to reach something at the bottom. That's when this older couple got in line behind me. They looked like they were in their 70s, the kind of people who probably have about 15 grandchildren and think pregnancy gives them universal conversation rights. The woman immediately zeroed in on my bump with that look pregnant women know all too well. You can spot it from a mile away. The mixture of nostalgia, excitement, and complete boundary oblivion. She was practically bouncing on her toes with anticipation. She started with the classic opener about how I looked ready to pop, which honestly, fair enough. I probably did look like I was smuggling a watermelon under my shirt. When I mentioned I had about a week left, her eyes lit up like it was Christmas morning. The conversation flowed normally enough when she asked about the baby's gender. These questions don't really bother me anymore. It's when strangers start getting personal that things get weird. But then she asked for the name, and when I politely declined to share it, something shifted. The friendly grandmother persona just evaporated. Her smile literally melted off her face like she'd just been personally insulted. Her husband kind of shuffled awkwardly beside her, clearly recognizing the warning signs of his wife getting worked up about something completely ridiculous. She started insisting that I had some kind of obligation to tell her my daughter's name. Not asking nicely, not making small talk, demanding. Like I owed her this information because she'd been friendly for 30 seconds. The volume of her voice kept creeping up, and I could feel other people in nearby lines starting to turn and stare. The whole thing was so absurd that I almost started laughing right there. Here's this complete stranger having what was essentially a toddler meltdown because I wouldn't reveal my unborn child's name. I tried to diffuse it with humor, suggesting she could ask my daughter directly if we ever crossed paths again. That's when she hit me with the most unintentionally hilarious response about how babies can't talk. No kidding, lady. That was exactly my point. The deadpan, "me neither," just popped out of my mouth before I could stop myself. Her husband finally stepped in and gently guided her toward another register, probably to prevent a full-scale grocery store incident. As they walked away, I could hear her muttering about rude young people these days, while other customers gave me sympathetic looks. The cashier, who'd witnessed the entire exchange, just shook her head and said, "Some people really think pregnancy makes you public property, huh?" We had a good laugh about it while she scanned my items. The whole drive home, I kept thinking about how entitled some people feel to personal information just because you're visibly pregnant. Like carrying a baby somehow means you forfeit all privacy rights. It's wild how a simple boundary can turn a pleasant stranger into a demanding toddler. Anyway, my daughter's name stays secret until she arrives. Sorry, random supermarket lady. You'll just have to live with the mystery.